So now having a look at the 2018 paper for biology 2 paper 1 now. Right, so let's look at this. This would be palisade mesophyll, right? And they would contain the photosynthetic pigments. This is a repeat. As I said, I'm not discussing repeats. Right? This would be what? NADP, right? That's a repeat as well. Which of the following combinations correctly identifies the main factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis? Let me see. Light intensity and temperature, sure. Carbon dioxide concentration, status, that's sure. Do you think D is included?
Sir, wouldn't it be ADP available or because
Okay. So we know that the LDR has to happen before Calvin cycle, therefore it's the LDR we're focusing on, right? More so than everything else, to be very honest. Right, but we could look at Calvin cycle as well. NAD and ATP availability. I mean, we're gonna need NAD for NAD reductase in the LDR, right? Light dependent reaction, which is photophosphorylation, and then we're gonna need ATP in the Calvin cycle. So, do you guys believe that all of them are right?
so I would say A.
Well, it's a A, 1 and 2 only. Alright. Why are you not putting 3?
Sir, because I think it would have to be the availability of ADP so it can photophosphorylate, and then afterwards it would have to be NADP so the hydrogen would bond to it.
But you're not seeing. You know, see, you're telling. Wait, hold on. NAD, is that in photosynthesis?
No, sir, it would have to be NADP either way.
Okay, wonderful. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir. And I
Okay.
was saying, sir, it would have to be ADP available, right? Not ATP.
I mean, for the most part, yes, because we're gonna have the phosphorylation of them. Yeah, that makes sense. The ADP. 4. The yield of the greenhouse crops is higher than the yield of field crops due to the increased photosynthetic activity by the plants. Which of the following factors would most likely contribute to this? So within greenhouses, right? Constant application of farm manure, could be humid air and moist conditions, higher average. Alright, so with all of these involved, would the manure be involved in the greenhouse? Everyone? Jake, Garian, Anastasia, Caroline, Ione, Chanessa, Orain. Would we use
I'd
the
say
manure
sir,
in the
not
greenhouse? Okay, so you would do 1, right? Okay. Anybody else? Do we include 1?
Sir, Jake. So the person in the chat also said no.
No, alright. Because most of the times we can have a hydroponic system that provides like the different things that they need, right? From that would be in the manure anyways, right? So it should be fine. And anaerobic, oh, we saw this already. B would be the answer. Let's move on with our lives. 6. During aerobic respiration in mammals, acetyl coenzyme A is aerobic respiration. So what is it? Is it used in the Krebs cycle?
Yes, sir, I would say A.
Okay. So if it was anaerobic, wouldn't it be converted to lactic acid? No, it wouldn't.
Sir, don't.
Now I was saying that no, it wouldn't because the link reaction wouldn't occur, right? Or shouldn't occur. Cofactors of the electron transport chain include
Sir, B, sir.
Vitamin B. Alright. Are you sure?
Sir, not really, sir. This is just from memory. I don't really remember it fully.
Okay. The cofactor of the electron transport chain. Mm. Okay. What does everybody else say?
Sir, no answer.
Pantothenic
Okay.
acid is the same thing as vitamin B, right?
Or repeat?
Pantothenic acid is the same thing as vitamin B.
Pantothenic acid. Well, you tell me. It is this. It is vitamin B5. So you're saying that's why you think B would be the answer? You see, because this is bringing back like war flashbacks, right? From like Cape Foods and stuff like that. Because I want to memorize the names of all the different vitamins. So like pantothenic acid, I'm like, this is not B4, so it doesn't be B5. We're saying vitamin B for this furrow. Everybody agrees with B? Let me check the chat to make sure. Okay. Alright. We're looking at this question number 8. We said that this would be the control of the experiment. Scrolling down, this wouldn't be reduced. Alright, the biological pyramid is not considered to be a pyramid of. Odd bit. Pyramid of species, right? Do you guys think that is the answer?
Sir, the chat says B.
Alright. I don't think it makes sense. Alright, so the limitation of biological pyramids is that organisms have to be. Does it have to be killed?
D.
Repeat?
Sir, I would say D.
Observe for long periods of in pyramids. Observe for long periods of time in their natural habitats. What does everybody else say about 11? I'm not sure it's about it being D though. But with the biological pyramids, you have to find number and biomass and those type of things. So the limitation it's per se. So you guys are saying that it should be observed over long periods of time in their natural habitats? Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I was experiencing vertigo. But, I don't know why though. I probably need to see the doctor. Alright, so let's look at this. So, which of the entities above is not recycled in ecosystems? Energy, right? And it's non-gaseous. How would that be? What would be not gaseous? A, alright, would be nitrogen, it won't be gaseous. Are you sure?
Sir, I think the chat is saying A as well. I think that's in response to 13.
Well, why did I just write nitrogen here? Hold on. Wait, hold on. A in response to this? So, I mean energy, not gaseous, I guess. I don't fully really understand what this question is like trying to do, but like energy technically, what? I don't get it. And I think I don't know. I'm not sure, but I personally don't get it. But energy, I guess. Okay, eh. Let's look at this. Which of the following does not promote ecosystem stability? This would have been ecosystem. Okay.
So for number 14, I would say A.
Ecosystems maintain low biodiversity. The indirect one now, we're saying that this would be enjoying recreational activities more so than the other one. That's what we discussed earlier. Saying that these three would be material in nature, but this would be therapeutic. Looking at this now. So the Caspian strip is found in which layer?
The chat is saying C, sir. I also say C.
C. So thank you so much. 17. One of the methods by which water ascends xylem vessels is capillarity. So this is the same question, by the way, that we saw before, but it's just reworded.
Yes, sir.
And if it's talking about capillarity, we're speaking about the narrowness more so than everything else. Okay, so these were the questions that were blocked out on the 2020 paper, right? These were the questions. So let's look at this. Which of the following labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4 represents the percentage saturation of hemoglobin leaving an active muscle? The partial pressure of oxygen should be low, right? What would be the answer?
Sir, I would say B, sir.
B. Okay. So the partial pressure of oxygen would be low, and that means that the partial pressure of carbon dioxide would be high. And as we remember from simple chemistry, that if carbon dioxide is present within the blood, it will form a buffer system which will push the equilibrium to the right as carbon dioxide is increased to create hydrocarbonic acid, which would decrease the pH. So it makes sense. Alright? So this is the next question. Where in the mammalian circulation will hemoglobin be saturated at the points here? Well, at the points shown at P, Q, and R on the graph, right? So at P, alright, Q and R. So at P, what's going to be there? So we know that P generally probably is going to be the vena cava, because the partial pressure of oxygen is the lowest here. And then Q may be, well, R may be the pulmonary veins, and then Q is the left ventricle. Alright, so we have that there. This is a repeat from 2022's paper, so the answer should be there, right? Well, I mean, it can't be from it, but it's on it, I believe. The function of the structure labeled 2, what is that? This would be C, right, guys? Can you hear me? Alright. Which of the following would most likely result if the structure labeled 1 is damaged? And we spoke about... Hold on, what? Oh yeah, and we spoke about this. This is just a reiteration of the question in a different form. Alright, now let's look at this. Which labeled region receives that deoxygenated blood? would be 1, right? So you receive deoxygenated blood coming from the rest of the body. The pulse is ventricular systole here. And which of the following blood components, when increased, is least likely to result in an increase in heart rate? Probably water. Right? So we have that there. This question is repeating, right? Okay, let me see if it's repeating. It's probably not. Which of the following would likely occur if the mechanism labeled X is missing from the system? What would be the answer here? If control system wasn't there, what would be the answer? Or the control center? Could
Sir,
somebody
I see.
see? I mean, C and A is kinda together, you know.
Sir, but it would be the effector that correct it though.
Yeah, but it corrects it based off of the control center, and so. It doesn't affect the works off of the what it's saying there. But at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, a study system will a study system not be maintained though? Okay, sure. At the end of the day, technically it wouldn't be maintained, but I believe that A could probably be an answer. 26. Which of the following statements best explains the significance of the control center?
Sir, C.
Okay, to determine the mode of action. Alright. Now we're moving down. Which are the following? Alright, so we looked at this already. This should be C. Alright, so which of the following structural features?
Sir, would be B, sir, 27.
27 would be B. Oh, why am I always writing circling the wrong thing? Probably because I slept, so I'm not sure if I'm really tired, but okay. So which of the following structural features prevents the passage of molecules with a molecular mass greater than 68,000 from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule? So what structural feature prevents that? What would be the answer? What prevents large biological molecules from entering the Bowman's capsule? I think that's a simpler way to rephrase this question. Like, what structural feature prevents that? Alright, I'm not hearing anything.
Sir, the chat says A.
Chat says A. Okay, the basement now. Alright. TLC A. Okay. Let's look at this now. The function of the structure labeled 3 would be what? No. 3 is what? Myelin sheath? Look at this pointing at myelin sheath. So what would be that now? Receives impulses? Nope. Supply? Well. I'm not sure if it's talking about the Schwann cell, but enables cells to regenerate their damage. These are both Schwann cells, so I'm not sure if that's a good. Yeah, these are both Schwann cells. I'm not sure like if it would be fine. So facilitate rapid transmission, myelin sheath helps with that. 30. Which of the following structures contains vessels, or well vesicles, with a neurotransmitter substance? So that would be 4. Alright. The main term health speaks to what? The physical state, physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of an individual. That's all. 33. Which of the following which of the following types of disorders is the likely contributes to type 2 diabetes? What
Sir,
type?
the dietary.
Dietary. And type 1 would be physiological, right?
So as in it's passed down from person to person?
No, physiological, not genetic. I mean, the diabetes is not a disease that can be passed on from person to person like that, right? It's that when you're related to somebody who's diabetic, you have a greater chance of being diabetic yourself. But diabetes itself is not passed down through genetics. Alright. 33. Which of the following terms correctly identify the structure labeled X in the diagram? This would be the variable region. You guys should remember these. Right. 34. Be involved. Okay. Which type of response would most likely be involved in producing immunoglobulins? This would be the humoral response. And then involve T cells that are specific to antigens. This would be cell-mediated response. Alright. Okay. Which point most likely corresponds to the antibody concentration when memory cells are activated after a second infection? Probably would be 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. 37. Which of the following procedures does not involve the use of monoclonal antibodies? Which of the following statements is true for mast cells? Alright. Wonderful. In genetic virus and antigens into the body results in artificial immunity, right?
Artificial immunity, yes, sir.
That's if it works. Which of the following combinations correctly identifies 1, 2, and 3? So 1 is the
Sir, the viral envelope.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so you're sure. Okay, so that would be that. Then 2 would be
Sir, the capsid.
the capsid. Okay. Right, and then what would be elsewhere? So you're saying that would be capsid. You sure? Alright.
Yes, sir.
And then 3 would be the what? DNA strands? Sorry, RNA strands?
Yes, sir.
But what I remember from this, does anybody have a dispute with this? I don't think, I'm not, okay. I haven't looked at it in a while, but shouldn't 1 be the capsid? That's what I remember from it, but you guys have been doing biology and it's fresh to you guys, so I'm not sure what is to be the best answer there. But the capsid, I think the capsid would be in the middle, right? So I think that makes sense. And then the outer membrane would be probably the viral envelope. So yeah, I think it's fine. Um, okay. 41, we saw this would be B. 42, we saw this to be 45. Which of the following would is not a consequence of long-term RI would be reduced inhibition and impaired judgment. Okay, which of the following persons have surpassed their daily alcohol limit DAL? What is the daily alcohol limit? What is the answer, guys? Okay,
Sir, in the chat says D.
G. All right. Bus driver. Units consumed by meal office worker. Oh yeah, that's a bit off. 0.14 units of wine consumed by a pregnant woman. Okay.
Sir, but wine has a low percentage, right, of alcohol. So I'm in between D or C.
Okay, I would probably think that C would be a nicer answer. But could someone explain to me why you guys would input A? Well, not A. One. Because if you think about the inputs of alcohol across the different first, second, and the third trimester, I guess it would depend on the trimester per se. I mean, it would be better not to drink any, right? But should be a daily alcohol intake for that, right? A value. But you guys said D. Anybody else agrees with D? I think C may be a bit better, right, in my opinion. But let us do that. Could anybody come and explain to me why D is the answer? If you chose D, why D? Hello? Persons who chose D. Alright, 45 compared to non-smokers, smokers. Alright, we looked at this already. For 44, I'm not hearing anybody. If I'm not hearing anybody, I'm not generally gonna do the question. So you guys said D. Why D? That's all I'm asking. Alright, so I guess when we get confirmation for this, let me take a picture of this and send it in the group. Once we get confirmation for this, I guess I'll put it into the description. Alright, so you can focus on this. Alright.
Sir,
Go ahead.
sir, for 44, what I'm thinking for number one, from some examples, maybe as you were saying before, it depends on what level of pregnancy she's at. And I know that some pregnant women don't know that they're pregnant and still drink probably a little bit of alcohol and are okay. So from the zero point 0.14 units of wine and knowing that wine doesn't really have that much alcoholic content than probably beer or rum, I would say it would be C.
Okay. So it's not this here. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So I get what you're saying here. I have to see what's happening. Alright, so I'm gonna still leave it there and take into consideration what you said, right? But I'm not sure if anybody says. Oh, so Jake is saying that if she's pregnant while she's drinking, she's not supposed to be drinking at all. Right? But are you saying that this daily intake, right? The daily alcohol limit for a pregnant woman is 0. Therefore, any number above 0 is above the limit. Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me that if we look for the daily alcohol limit, right, for a pregnant woman, we should see 0, right? You're sure? Right? So to be very honest, right, I think D may be the better answer. Right? I understand what's happening for C and stuff like that. But based on the fact that let's see, let me explain it, right? So you're not wrong. I think it was Garian saying, yeah, you're not wrong, right, saying that women would be able to drink alcohol and be fine, and the baby would be, well, sorry, the fetus would be fine, right, etc., etc., right? I think that drinking over the limit doesn't necessarily mean that something bad would happen, right? But it's still a limit, and I think that generally I don't think there is a limit. Yeah, I don't think there is a limit for pregnancy, women with that have pregnancy, or well, that are pregnant. Some people will believe that the limit may be really low or maybe 0, but I don't think that there's a limit for them per se. And if I remember what I did like last year, I don't think so. So I think like it's better to assume that the woman doesn't. It's better to like assume that the woman doesn't drink any alcohol at all. I think that's better. Alright, so we have that there. So that's the end of that paper.